Whoops. I had it turned down. I guess it just turned up on its own. It's good. It deserves to be loud. Louder, actually. I was just saying, hello, everyone. I've been listening to the music for a while. It's quiet on my end, but I've been listening to it for a while. Wake up, Lacey. The stream has started. That's how I should start all my streams. Just blast fucking music. And then anybody who's like sitting. It's very important. It's so good. It was a nice reminder to have back over. Well, you know, life hack. I'm a little sluggish at the moment. Mostly morning streams are a little slow for me, but the energy will pick up, I promise. I'm just kind of like... Hope everybody's doing well. I've been meaning to play the game for a hot minute. I just really haven't, you know. And also I wrote part of it and read the other parts of it. So I'm very well aware of the project. So I was like, is this even good for a stream? I don't know. I think it will be because I haven't really seen all of it in game. So that's going to be fun. I pretty much only ever seen like the demo played by other people. So not to be weird, but I love your nose. It's not weird. I appreciate it very much because I was insecure about it for a very long time because it's big. She big, but it's okay. She doesn't get in the way of what's important. I don't know what I meant by that. You know what? Let's just move on. It wasn't weird when you said it, but it was weird how I responded to it. So, you know what? Let's just get weird. I don't either, but it was an iconic sentiment either way. I am not going to play as me. I don't play as me. I am going to instead play as MC. Get it? Because it's funny. Let me clear out and make sure that my ringer is off. Okay. You stand for a moment surveying the area before attempting to go anywhere. The music should be good now, right? Like, I hope that it could still be heard. I'm, like, monitoring the thing, so I don't want it to be blasted in y'all's ear, but I do want you to hear it. You stand for a moment surveying the area before attempting to go anywhere. The atmosphere can't be beaten, not by time or by the elements. Nostalgia is one hell of a drug. And we're either going to say it looks fun, or we're going to say it looks down. It looks run down. Now I'm going to insult it. It looks run down. Honestly. Cringe. You can tell this carnival has been around for a while, but this place has seen better days. It's colorful, but all those colors have faded away due to the elements. Bright reds turning maroon, blues turning gray, yellow is practically invisible. If you listen closely enough, you can hear the soft whines of the metal on the Ferris wheel, the sad tune of the merry-go-round, the games playing broken chipper tunes. Loops. I wrote it, and I still didn't read it right. Nice. Love that. Love that. Starting strong. You aren't scared of clowns, but anyone would find this place unsettling. Such is the nature of things aging. It wears people down, worsening them. You suppose the same can be said for man-made things. It's so cool. That's my Andy voice. Next to you, Andy takes in the sight themselves. The two of you are here because they invited you. They wouldn't go to the carnival all by themselves, so you tagged along. Bending your leg, you're still stiff from waiting over an hour to get your Festum Astrosum ticket stub. It goes to show that despite what you thought of it, the carnival is not as abandoned as you thought it'd be. Where to first? We're either gonna... Well, we're definitely doing mine last, probably. Let's go Ferris wheel first. Start off strong. I can't wait. We're just waiting on EJ to clean up Lark lines, and then we'll have little... Yeah, sorry I didn't wait for the bark lines and all that either, but I was just kind of like, I wanted to today, so I did. Basically, that was my... Hey, maybe if the saves carry over, if I stream it again, then they might be in there the next time. Who knows? You've got to start strong with Ray. My sense of time is so broken that the common route feels like we wrote it a year ago. No, for real, though. It does feel that long. Like, it hasn't been... Can you believe it's only been a couple months? And hardly even that. The Ferris wheel. Andy follows your line of sight to the giant wheel towering over the festivities. They whistle. You sure? That's a long way up. I'm scared to death of Ferris wheels IRL. I don't fuck with Ferris wheels. I'll go on every roller coaster. I just nope. Ferris wheels do not sit right with me. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. I want to get it out of the way as fast as possible. I think it'll be alright. It's fine. We don't have to. I know, but it's part of the experience and I want to. I really do. How about this? You're free to back out up until we're actually on the ride, deal? Andy holds their hand out for you to take and you shake on it. The bonds of friendship couldn't break even if your fear of heights sends you running like the chicken you are. Alright, rude. That's shook. Just insulting me, okay? It's fine. Deal. And on that note, Andy nods their head in the direction of the Ferris wheel. Wait, my phone. I'm scared it'll fall out of my pocket. Can I put it in your bag? Yeah, just stick it in there. You do just that. Race you there? Before you can answer, Andy scampers off and effortlessly weaves through the crowd of people. You follow after, albeit with less grace. You manage to keep Andy in sight while you attempt to push on ahead. That is until you try darting around a group of rambunctious kids, blocking your way and crash into what feels like a brick wall. You hit the ground, landing directly on your butt, and then something small bounces off your forehead and lands in your lap. Ow. Rubbing your stinging head, you finally notice the man standing over you. That must be the brick wall. You realize in a wave of embarrassment, a more colorful wall than you expected. His expression doesn't reveal much at all, but he extends a hand. Your lips parted and let out a breath of relief. The help up is greatly appreciated. But then, his brow pinches severely and he slaps your hand away. Dude, if I was in this situation, fucking fell on my ass while I was already scared to go on the Ferris wheel, and I'm like, help me up, and then he fucking slaps it, we're fighting right then and there, like right on the spot, right in the dirt. Like everyone's gonna see it, like cartoon blows where they go with like the smoke and you just see hands popping out, like that's gonna be us. But then he slaps it away. Give it back. What? He points this time, and you realize there's a shiny red ball in your lap. You pick it up. I cackled the entire time reading Lark's interactions. You have no idea. I mean, I kind of do, but like, I kind of do. But if I was MC, I would turn to dust immediately. No, for real. I'd be dust, but we'd also be in the dust fighting. This thing? Yes. He plucks it from your grip and promptly walks away, scanning the ground. The bells attached to his costume jingle with each step. Calling the moment baffling would have been an understatement. You scramble to your feet and brush off any dirt that's stuck to your pants. A thought passes, and you consider asking what his problem is, and maybe slapping that stupid red ball out of his hand. Sighing, you push that aside and continue forward towards the Ferris wheel. You don't make it very far before you spot another shiny red ball. The sight creates a twinge of guilt in your gut. You cut through a group of teenagers during their impromptu photo shoot and retrieve the ball before they can kick it aside. Sliding closer to the balloon dart booth, you crane your neck trying to spot any others. There must be at least 3 of them, so where is it? You peek in between and around the backsides of the game booths, and finally catch the shine of 2 more red balls. Spart balls. Hello! I don't recognize your Twitch name, so if you're somebody that I know, I'm sorry. Takaira is how I'm going to pronounce it until you correct me. Holding on tightly, you hurry in the direction in Strange Men went. This time you wouldn't miss him. His ruffles and bright colors should stand out like a beacon in this crowd, especially if you're looking for them. That's mine, sorry about that. The fiancé. Oh yeah, the illustrious fiancé. Hello, fiancé. I have one of those myself, just hanging around. Like when he pops up in the chat, I'm like, he's there. With love. And luckily, he does indeed stand out. You walk over and stop directly in front of the curled toe of his jester boots. I'm sorry. He doesn't say anything, biting down on the inside of your cheek. You lift your gaze to catch something indiscernible clashing in his eyes. I really didn't mean to crash into you and make your job difficult. Did I find them all? The nudge jolts him out of the shock, and he nods. He adds the 3 you collected to the 2 in the crook of his arm. 5 total. My name's MC. Lark. Well, it's nice to meet you, Lark. The corner of his mouth tugs impishly in time with a thought. He glances at the balls and then at you. Is it? I don't know. What? No? Now? Your lips press together and you try with all your might not to take the bait. Even though I just did. You slap those red balls. So you work here. That must be fun. So are you any good at juggling? I'm just gonna neg him. Are you any good at the thing that you do? I guess so. Lark picks one up with his free hand and starts tossing it high above his head. It lands perfectly in his palm, and he sends it flying again, and again, all without taking his eyes off of you. I just do as I'm told. That's fair. I'd say you're a world-class juggler by my standards. The sharp point of his teeth catches your eye as his smile bends. He's about to speak when the whine of the Ferris wheel starting a new rotation steals your attention. No, I gotta go. Lark catches the ball and holds it this time. All of his amusement vanishes, and he nods. Bye, Lark. Bye, Lark. And on that note, you hurry into the moving crowd and run towards the Ferris wheel. You find Andy near the front of the Ferris wheel line with their hands in their pockets. They turn and spot you just as quickly. Andy lifts the ribbon line marker and waves you over. There's no way it took that long to get here. What kind of trouble did you cause? Knows us too well. More like I ran directly into it. Oh, tell me more. The 2 of you are seated on the Ferris wheel while you recount your bizarre encounter. Andy crosses their arms. So, what's the verdict? What are we thinking about this Lark? And the loud whine of the wheel interrupts their thought. Andy excitedly looks side to side, anticipating the view at the top. You 2 can talk about strange jugglers and your embarrassing moments later. There's plenty of time for that. The shiny plastic ones, obviously. Yeah. Into the arcade! I guess I could have I was planning on playing Micah first, so I was like, well, maybe I should have saved that for last, but whoops. Whoops! See that game arcade over there? Oh, how nostalgic. Bet I'll beat you to the crane game. Andy nods towards the flashing neon lights on the arcade, and their grin promises a good challenge. Whap whap. As if I'll show you my skills. Aren't those crane games rigged anyway? They are. They are. Sorry to break it to you. You sigh and shake your head. Seriously, what are the chances we're gonna win anything? You know what the trick is? After a few tries, you speak to the staff and they fix your machine. All they do is adjust the position of the plushie you want, so you can get it on the next try. Really? Andy runs ahead like an excited kid, leaving you trailing behind, taking in all the surrounding lights. The room is full of different machines, all blinking, beeping, waiting for you to lose your money. Such a good line. It certainly has seen better days, but despite being on the more retro side, they all seem to work properly. A few people are engrossed in the flashing lights, trying their luck at the machines. Micah's a sweetie. You finally catch up to Andy. Their excitement spreads across their face, making them look instantly younger. It reminds you a lot of your first time going to the arcade with them. Wow, this really takes me back. Oh my gosh, is that Vampire Conquest 3 pinball machine? Honestly, I would get that excited about it too. You follow Andy's eyes to an older-looking machine with a vintage illustration, Jesus, of a vampire on the front. The dimly lit display flickers. Good morning, Gray. Starting off strong with my inability to read. I haven't seen one in ages. I was so into it, I ranked second on it. Nerd. Before Andy can gravitate towards childhood memories of beating their high score, you see someone laying underneath the machine. Sorry to burst your dreams, Andy, but I think it's being maintained. Ah, well, later then. I still have to beat you at that crane game. How about this one? This game is gorgeous. I worked on it, so I'm biased as fuck. But yes, the UI goes hard. I wrote one route for it, but we're playing one of the routes I didn't. At least first and second. The crane game itself seems pretty ordinary. The prizes are bat plushies with different faces. Cute. I want one so bad. Wait till you see the choice. Yeah, the choices go hard. MC, but not the MC. I'm so fun. Honestly, it's kind of a cute name. Like, call her M for short. I don't know. Do you think? Yeah, my life for the UI. No, for real. Without waiting for your answer, Andy puts a coin into the machine. Go over there. You watch as Andy cautiously nudges the joystick on the machine to the back corner, aiming for one of the plushies that seems a little less stuck than the others. Slowly. Ha! I caught it! Now you just have to bring it back home. Already has the machine's claws grasped onto the wing of a bat with a cute sleepy face on it. No pressure, it's gonna be... Oh no, I dropped it! Oh, the sound effect's going hard. And so close, too. Give me another try. Their second attempt fails, but they succeed at getting the bat closer to their opening. Aww, that's so cute! I didn't know they were your Secret Santa. I guess I didn't, like, keep tabs of whose everybody was. Well, that's so cool! Their third try doesn't hold much luck either, as the plushie bounces off the edge of the drop box, sending it further away. Okay, my turn. You hip check Andy's sulking ass to the side and grab the controls. Focused, you slide a coin into the machine and watch the crane slide to the right side as you push the controls. You want the bat with the angry face near the front glass. Honestly, that one sounds like the cutest. Steady, and the crane lowers down and... What? It's stuck? Come on! You stare helplessly at the angry bat again, frustrated because every try you've both made so far has been a failure, and my cat keeps opening my blinds. Girl! Before you can slap the controls out of frustration, someone appears at your side. Is it stuck again? You start to nod, but before you can open your mouth to speak, the man cuts you off. If I wasn't a part of the game and I was just playing it blind, Micah is exactly who I would fucking go for. Speaks to me on every level. At every level. And obviously I have the benefit of knowing everybody's personalities, but that still only adds to it, I think. Also, I miss going to the fairs, but only a little bit. I like going to the fair. I haven't gone in forever. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Let me see. The young man just pushes you away gently and gets to work at the panel below. Is this a cutie? It is a cutie. We have 3 cuties. Is he the maintenance guy? I mean, come on, with those biceps, who else could they be? That might be 90% of why I'm attracted to Micah is just the arms. I'm gonna be so real. I'm sorry. Just a first impression, at least. You know. We'll get to know the arms, you know what I mean? You catch a few swear words. So it's broken? No, I think there's just another problem with connectivity. He answers absentmindedly, still focused on rearranging cables. You glance at his face, looking for any indication as to whether it's a quick fix or not, and can't help but notice that he looks incredibly young. Aha! Knew this was the problem. So we can do this. And fixed. Oh wait! I didn't even stay on the expression! We'll see it again. But like, oh look, he's got little teepees. Everyone's got little teepees because spoiler alert, everybody's a vampire. That's not really a spoiler because it's part of the vampire jam. So like, if it wasn't, come on. But sorry for spoiling. It was gonna be revealed in like 2 seconds anyway. And fixed. He stands up and the crane moves back on his own to its starting position. Wow, cool, thanks. The maintenance man business-like frowns splits into a sunny smile. No problem, just happy to help. Oh, and by the way, Vampire Conquest 3 is working again. Andy squeals and skips off immediately. Bye, Andy. Figures. Had he heard us talking about that? Where was he? That enthusiasm is the best thanks I can get. So you fix all the machines here? Yeah, these arcades and some more. Tinkering with machines is in my blood, you know? He's Tinkerbell! Noticing Andy tried to beat their personal high score on the pinball machine, you see your chance. Hey, the name's Micah. MC, so, Micah, you like tinkering, yeah? Can you help me with winning this crane game? Micah laughs and raises an eyebrow. So you want to play unfair, Yeah, I want to cheat. I want that fucking bat. I don't care. If it means I'm gonna beat Andy at the crane game, sure. Still chuckling, Micah turns to the control panel and works his magic. You pause for a moment, entranced as his fingers move nimbly across the control panel, tweaking small parts here and there. It barely looks like he's changed anything. Okay, you could try now. You put a coin into the machine and try to grab the angry bat again. The crane moves smoothly and drops the bat into the hole. You did it! Awesome, thank you, Micah. Micah smiles and puts a finger to his lips. It's our secret, okay? Okay. He grabs his bag of tools from under the pinball machine just as Andy puts in their name into the high score list. See you around, MC. You will. A grinning Andy comes over as Micah leaves and crows about their new high score. You show them the angry bat you have won, fairly. And then to the circus, because I'm a clown. How about the circus? I know we missed the first show, but I wanted to check when the next one will be before we check out the rest of the place. You want to go to the circus? I didn't think you'd be into that. I thought you'd like it. Why not? I thought you'd like it. I thought you'd enjoy it. I know how much you love seals. That's like 90% of what you said to me. Can you blame me? The way their little bodies squish into themselves. But isn't it sea lions that are in circuses? Oh yeah. Just two dumb idiots. Same difference. Sea lions are adorable. I'm still down. Unless you'd rather do something else first. No, it's good for us to check when the next show starts. Then, while we wait, we can explore. You grip Andy's hand so as to not get separated in the crowds. The big top is impossible to miss from where you stand. As you both approach, you watch as the crowds continue to spill out of the entrance of the tent, all delighted by the show that had just taken place. As you two get closer, the true magnitude of the big top tent can't be understated. Even in the daylight, it looks incredible. You can only imagine what it would look like when lit up at night. You both had no real plans to stay that long, but you wouldn't be mad if you were able to pay witness to it, even if just for a moment. There's no posters outside. I guess we gotta go inside. Might just be quicker to ask someone. When you both enter, yo, the music switch right there, so good. I don't know why, but it gives a complete vibe immediately. The music is so good. Okay, for me, I try to compose original soundtracks for my games because I just feel like it adds an extra layer that cannot be understated. And when you can have it, it really does make all the difference in the world. I don't know why. It just does. Because picking good free music just around the internet is hard as fuck. At least in my experience it is. When you both enter, it's significantly dimmer but equally as wondrous. There's so much space. Animals, just what you'd expect to see. Elephants, monkeys, and yes, sea lions. Exited stage left. Even with such a wild sight, the man standing in the center ensnares your attention. He stands with his hands behind his back, leaning onto his cane, and watches the crowds disperse with a polite smile. I forgot how much I love violin swells in this. No, for real. Oh, that must be the ringleader. Andy points to where your eyes have already landed. Their hands drop to their side and they cross their arms, shaking their head. He dresses so fancy. Man, I wish I could pull that off. Hey, Debs in chat, check out Roll for Fantasy for free music. Oh, okay. I actually will keep that in mind for the future. Mr. Lad. Yeah, you said it. New Mr. Lad. It was hard to read. He's dressed so fancy. Man, I wish I could pull that off. Do it. You'll be teased. You'll be teased. By who? Me. Well, I say you should care less about what others think, MC. He does look natural in it, though, huh? You only nod, but you couldn't agree more. You smile to yourself when you see a child wave to the well-dressed man. He speaks with the boy and his mother for a moment before waving them off. His polite smile is replaced with something much brighter. The child's eyes brighten at the point at that, pointing to the man's face before the mother drags the boy along. Andy, being ever the opportunist, wastes no time to rush over and speak with the man. You stand next to Andy as you get your first proper look at them. He's tall even as he leans in his stance. He has dark features and a curtain of black silky hair. Everything about him is sharp, from his dress to his jaw. Nails, gorgeous, incredible ears with nibble on them, 10 out of 10. Honestly, yeah. I like that we included sharp ears for our vampires, because I feel like that has kind of died out a little bit, unfortunately. The diamond-shaped tattoo, yeah. Everybody thinks it's like a beauty mark, myself included at one point, so it is a good detail to point out. Excuse me, hate to bother you, but my friend and I wanted to ask a couple questions. The ringleader's eyes shift down to you, and it's clear his smile is for customer service usage only. Even so, he has an undeniable presence, and you feel small beneath his gaze, even when it's split between the two of you. You're thankful for Andy to have led the conversation. It's no bother at all. What can I help you two with? You speak at the same time as Andy, but they let you take the lead. We were wondering when the next show starts? There's a new show every 2 hours. Thank you, we'll be back then. Thank you in advance for coming to the show. I do hope it'll be to your liking. Despite saying he hopes, even his velvety smile oozes confidence, like he knows you'll love it once you see it. Not the customer service smile, yeah. I'm sure it will. We can compliment him, or we can ask for his name. I'ma compliment him. You'll be like, I love your outfit. He looks down at himself for a second before a smirk dances across his features. Is that so? Or are you attempting to make fun of me? Despite what he says, he doesn't sound offended. He sounds amused. Like if you did, it would be more fun that way. Oh no, not at all. I really do think it's neat. I'm only teasing you. He practically purrs out, confirming your earlier theory. He's just like a cat playing with its food. But you've always liked cats. You exchange looks with Andy. No making fun, I want it. You exchange looks with Andy, their eyes wide as yours, no doubt. A small silence falls over you, all before the man breaks it. My name is Oral, by the way. Oral. What a beautiful name. Much like everything else, it fits him. You wonder if it's a stage name or the real deal, but you don't have it in you to ask. I am delighted to see childless adults taking interest in the circus. What are your names? This is my best friend Andy, and I'm MC. Oral, that's a great name, yeah. We were like cackling because we named him like right before the first initial sketch of him was out. And so like the second we did, we were like, okay, time to give him Oral. And like we just all went off. Like it was insane, like relax. But come on, the joke's right there. It's right there. If we didn't do it, somebody else would have. Well met, MC and their best friend Andy. He chuckles to himself. He bows while he says it before turning on his heel. It's an effective, if not dismissive, way to end the conversation. A wave of relief washes over you. There was a tightness growing in your chest as the conversation progressed. You don't consider yourself an anxious person, nor a socially anxious person, but for the first time in your life you truly understood the feeling. He, Oral, didn't have much to say, but his voice and demeanor are enthralling. Joke in this serious visual novel. Also, when you say like joke, it's also not a joke. I meant every word that I said, and I do not take it back. Honestly, look at him. He seems like he will take care of you. He will! As his writer, he will. He's good. Mostly. Like, he's mostly good. You suppose that's the kind of attribute someone running a show like this would have to have. What's he doing to us? Especially when competing with the likes of acrobats, fire hoops, and of course, sea lions balancing beach balls on their noses. Though you'd also expected him to be more warm and comforting, he's a circus performer after all. Children seem to like him. Maybe the problem lies with me, you catch yourself thinking. Or perhaps, much like clowns, they don't bring everyone comfort, and have a certain uncanniness to them. Man who gives you anxiety. Despite these feelings, much like the thrills that came from a fair ride, you can't wait for the next rush. No, you were right the first time, Gray. I'm 2 online. Okay, because I was like, what does that mean? Well, that was interesting. Where to next? Hey, do you want to check out the Hall of Mirrors? Yeah, let's go. It only seems fair since you've been the one making all the decisions up until now. Awesome, I think it's this way. Andy points in the direction they have in mind, and 2 of you start walking over. You're about 75% sure it's the right way. They used to freak me out so much as a kid, the mirrors. They're just warped to make you look like a string bean. What's scary about that? I was a kid, MC. I used to be scared of my own shadow. And reflection, apparently. Got him! Turning your head away, you fail to stifle a laugh. Andy teasingly bumps their shoulder into yours. You guys are lucky you almost got Micah cargo shorts instead of cool sleeveless vest. Cargo shorts! It does feel fitting for them, though. I won't lie. Is it my idea of a fashion statement? Hell no. Am I also the sayer in what good fashion is? No. But it is... I kind of love the cargo shorts. I will kind of really want to see it now. Hi, Chive. Thanks for dropping by. We met all the boys already. You already missed them. But we picked the best one, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I gotta change my earbud because this one's bothering me. It's okay. You'll see him again. I trust you in picking the best one. And I'm totally not biased whatsoever. Should we take a second ride on the Ferris wheel then? You shudder at the thought, remembering the way your stomach dropped at the top of the wheel. No. The flat tone in your voice sends Andy's eyes rolling. They playfully slap their hand across their chest like they're about to make a solemn vow. It will make me discover the other ones on my own after NaNoWriMo. Let's go! Don't worry, I won't do that to you, ever. A few minutes later, you and Andy stumble on the large, sun-faded sign, the Hall of Mirrors. Come on. Andy motions for you to join them and steps into the dark doorway first. You follow and pass through several layers of worn fabric draped over the entrance to block out the outside world. On the other side, you enter a dimly lit hallway with mirrors lining each wall. Andy's distorted reflection stares back at you in every mirror. It's eerie. The little hairs on the back of your neck and on your forearm stand straight up. There's something in the air that you can't quite pinpoint a name for. Is it electric? A warning? An omen? Ooh, spooky, right? Andy's voice slices through your worry, and suddenly things don't strike you as dire anymore. You take a steady breath. It's just anxiety. Shaking your breath, you try to dispel any lingering fears. Mirrors can't do anything. They can't hurt you. MC? Your reflection is terrifying. Hey! Chuckling, you dash past Andy to the end of the hall and turn into the next room. The space opens up and streaks of blue and green light illuminate the various paths laid out. Wow. You can say that again. Each new area, the lights grow more colorful, adding in reds, oranges, purples, oranges, and yellows. The mirrors become increasingly more warped, and the reflections absurd. The Hall of Mirrors section is still one of my favorite parts of the whole game. I mean, it is our inciting incident spoiler, but, like, you know, it's the best. It has to be the best. I just wish we had more content in this area. I feel it. Of course, we're always going to feel the limitations of what we can and can't do for games. My face is so red because of the mirrors. Finally, you and Andy reach a point where the only way forward is through a round doorway illuminated by glow in the dark paint. The swirls and stars lead you in a downward slope as the hallway narrows. The next room is so bright your eyes need time to adjust, and then you look. For a split second you believe you're outside, but it's a trick. The ceiling is even painted to resemble the sky. I think it's a maze. This area makes me wish it was a horror RPG Maker game. I could do that for you. Even though I've never made a horror RPG Maker game, but I imagine it's pretty easy to do. Oh, don't tempt me again. Andy walks along the wall of mirrors with their palm pressed against the glass. When they hit the open air, they stop. Stay close. Nodding, you walk beside them for a minute, and then, behind them when the path narrows, each step is carefully taken with your fingertips, touching the mirrors on either side. I'll put it on the to-do list. The long, ever-present to-do list. Infinite. You've seen so much of your own reflection today that it almost doesn't look right anymore. Glancing up, you notice there are fluffy white clouds adorning the painted sky. It's beautiful, and further in the room, you think there's a sun, too. You heard the mass's joy. You know, after playing our Wonderland, it's like a part of me does feel like I want to make something horror because I've learned to appreciate it a bit again, but I don't know how good I'd be at it. But it's fine, you know. It's good to try something at least once. And then you walk into a mirror. The sudden impact sends a shock of pain rippling through your nose into the back of your skull. Your eyes water instantly, and you bury your face in your hands. Oh, that was so stupid. Did you see that? Never know unless you try, exactly. Lucky for you, always have me on your side of any project. Aw, that's very sweet. Oddly, Andy doesn't answer, not even to tease you. You lift your head. Andy? There's a path on either side, and you check both turns, but there's only, your own reflection waiting. Hi, Nayuki! Glad you could drop by. Hey, come back! You hear nothing, not even footsteps. Go right, go left. Go right! Right is always right. The path quickly leads to another dead end. No matter where you go, it's glass. I was wrong. Your heart races, and you spin on your heel. Nothing looks familiar. Everything's the same. Have you actually gone anywhere? It's like you're back at the start, but you're not. You can't be. You look up and recognize that you're almost under the long, wavy rays of the sun. It's a crumb of hope, but at least it's something. You move forward and the mirrors appear closer. Is the path narrowing again? Dead end. Dead end. Another dead end. Panic sets in this time as you pick up speed and run. It's all glass in every direction you go, and your hands, nose, and shoulders ache from bumping into wall after wall. Andy, this isn't funny. The only thing you hear next is the blood pounding in your ears. Finally, the maze appears to open up again, but that doesn't make sense. It can't be the exit. You're directly under the sun. Something different moves in your peripheral vision. A flash of gold. Eyes. Your body freezes mid-step. It's only you in the mirror. That can't be right. You touch the glass. You remember blonde hair and gold eyes. A shiver races down your spine. Hello? So there's no answer. You reach the opening and your heart sinks. This has to be the center of the maze. There's several paths, and it's not long before you're confused. Which way? You hear a footstep. Andy? There's another, and then it's just your heart. You need out, now. You pick a direction at random, and your feet bring you in a three-way split in the maze. It's strange, there's noise coming from each side. To the left, you swear there's a faint call of an elephant. It reminds you of the main tent and the dashing, charismatic ringleader you met there. You met there? I don't know what I just said. You met there, oral. The center beckons with the familiar music chimes and metal gears of arcade cabinets and pinball machines. You remember Micah's sunny smile. To the right, you hear the faint jingle of bells and the clatter of several things hitting the floor and rolling away. Those small red balls come to mind, and the mischievous curve of Lark's mouth. Are you losing your mind? This doesn't make any sense. Your head turns and you notice there's something behind you. The lights go out, and something sharp curls around your throat. You scream. And then we go in, Micah, help! You're piercing. I probably should have saved just then. Wait, give me 1 second, I'll save. Let me save. Wait, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. I know what I'm doing. Micah, help! Again, your piercing scream echoes in your ears in the maze. Your footsteps are frantic, a staccato on the ground. MC! Watch out! A worried voice cuts through your panic. Before you can open your eyes, a strong hand grabs your shoulder, stopping you. Opening your eyes, you find yourself looking directly into Micah's worried blue ones. Whoa there, slow down. Where are you going, little one? Not little one, okay. He called me skinny! Where am I going? Taking in your surroundings, you realize that you're already outside. Wait, outside? The big tent is not far away. Joy, why did you name your MC? Because it's funny! Because I'm a silly. It's cute. MC, they call her MC. I don't know, it kind of works. Like rolls off the tongue. The big tent is not. I'm bad at naming on the spot. The big tent is not far away. The cool night air on your face, a shudder rolls down your back. What? You were just in the mirror maze. With those creepy eyes watching you, so how? You're shaking. His hands are still on your shoulder, and its warmth may be the only thing grounding you right now. Your pulse is still racing, the adrenaline high. Nothing makes sense at this moment. Sorry, I really don't know what just happened. It's a pun, it's on brand. Oh man, joying. I'm just joying. I was in the mirror maze and there was no way out, and Micah retracts his hand, and you kind of wish he didn't. Yeah, I definitely wish he didn't. But the maze of mirrors is down there, behind the main tent. That's not where you came from. Although you did come running through and then just stand here next to the hot dog stand and start to scream like your life depended on it. No judgment. Sounds a little like judgment, Micah. Forget about it. Ha fucking ha. You know what? This one's gold. Ha fucking ha. I mean, I get like this sometimes, you know? You sigh. Now Micah thinks you're an oddball. Could be worse, though. But you have a feeling that there's something more to it. How could you have made it halfway across the carnival? Were you running that fast? Without seeing where you were going? MC, you're really pale. Hey! Rich coming from you, Micah. You're like one hex color away from like just pure white. Like, what are you saying? MC, you're really pale. Come on, we'll warm you up. For a mix of romance and psychological horror, the scripts for each route are so fucking funny you have no idea. When we were in Dev, I would eat a gummy and have the time of my life reading through the scripts. Not Micah being number FFF is saying this. I said it. Sorry, I had to say it. Still in deep thought, you trail behind Micah through the carnival streets. Both of you arrived at the side entrance to the main tent. Micah ushers you in, and you enter a kind of dressing room. We all were writing about circus. We gotta be the clowns. That's true. We were just exactly that. Come on and take a seat. Anywhere, really. Sorry it's so messy, but you know how it is busy working. What? That wasn't a sentence. I did not finish reading that. How it is with busy working people. You look around for a seat and find a sofa with lots of costumes and clothing on it. Pushing some stuff aside, you sit down. Now you realize how much you've been shaking. Your legs are happy to rest. With all these personal things squeezed into every corner, it seems like you're intruding in their private lives. Is this where you live? Oh no, it's where Isadora, Lark, and Oral change their costumes for the shows. I help out sometimes as an extra. I think I have a costume somewhere. But it's warm here. You need to rest a bit. Let me find you something to drink. Filing through some different items from a locker with his name on it, Micah takes out several red bottles, but puts them back quickly. Maybe they were already empty? He looks around the makeup table as the door opens and Oral steps in. Raising an eyebrow, he looks at you. What's this? Micah, how come MC is still here at this hour? The carnival's closed. Well, at this hour? How late is it? Wait, where's Andy? Anxiety flares into your gut and you rush out of the room. Oh no, oh no, oh no! Frantically looking around, you can't see Andy anywhere. You reach the main gate. Actually, you don't see anyone, anywhere. Not a single soul in sight. Right, Oral said the carnival's closed. The looming gate in front of you is closed too. I shouldn't be here anymore. MC! Stepping stepping towards the gate to see if you can open it, you stop. Involuntarily. Your feet are rooted to the ground by an invisible force. What? You take a step back. Your feet are working. You step forward. And can't take another step forward. Micah watches your desperate attempt to go past the invisible barrier and nods. So you're bound now too, huh? His tone is worried and his eyes search for something or someone. I don't know what happened, but you're gonna stay here, little one, with us. Look, normally I'd be okay with that, but also, I got shit at home. I got shit to do. What? Are you for real? Is this for real? Relax, Isadora will explain it to you. I can't stay here, Micah. I have to go home. Panic claws at your throat, and this is just too much to process. At ease. You whip around to the newcomer. No need to panic now. She smiles at you, and her soothing voice is somehow calming you down, way more than you expected. It feels like a cold blanket settling on your panic, smothering it. Good. Deep breaths. In and out. Good. Very good. One more time. Her eyes are staring at you intently, like a teacher waiting for you to do as you're told, unblinking, and normally this would do it for me. Actually, it is doing it for me. I take it back. I mean, he came to keep me. I don't know about y'all. She's so cunty. She is! Hello, madam. You take a few more deep breaths. It's getting colder. Isadora. Her gaze doesn't waver. She's still focused on you, tilting her head, not giving Micah any kind of attention. Micah doesn't say anything until she deliberately turns around to face him. The icy feeling lets up and leaves goosebumps in its wake. Yes. They're stuck here. Just like us. Is that so? Poor thing. Your pulse is steadying and you step back from an invisible glue trap. Like you? Sadly, yes. When all the lights and glamour fade, we're still stuck at this carnival. It's not just our home in a familial sense. We are not able to leave. This should be way more alarming in a rational sense than it feels right now. You're still oddly calm, Micah too. I will consult with Oral about this matter. She steps up to Micah, gently cupping his face. You will take care of them, all right? Sure. Good. I'll call for you when you're needed. Without a word, she leaves with unhurried steps. What was that about? You're stuck here too? But what about your family? What about Andy, your friends? An unsettling feeling blooms in your chest. Micah. You turn towards your only apparent ally in this mess, but he's staring into the distance, eerily still. It's an odd look on him. Every time you've seen him so far, he's been thrumming with energy. Hey, are you alright? I'm fine, yeah. He frowns, his eyes still distant. It seems like he has a headache, like he's trying to get himself together. Shaking his head like a big dog, he snaps out of his reverie. Man, it's cold. MC, let's go over there. The arcade is warmer and has food. Okay. Fuck it. You let him guide you along to the arcade where you and Andy first met Micah. The stupid bet with Andy. Micah's secret smile when you rigged the claw machine. Everything seems so far away now, like a distant memory, although it's barely nighttime. How did you get lost in the first place? Micah hops over to the counter where you'd seen it that day. An employee had been redeeming hard-earned tickets from the machines. He skips all the prizes and goes right for the popcorn machine. I can't really remember. Andy and I wanted to try the mirror maze, and suddenly there was no exit anywhere. So you got lost. Good thing that I found you then, I mean, yeah, but I own the prize here. I know this place like the back of my hand, seen every nook and cranny. Probably fix all the nooks too. He fills up a small bag with popcorn and hands it to you before getting himself something to drink from a small fridge. It's a red bottle that looks like one of the syrupy drinks you're not too keen about. Way too much artificial flavor. He doesn't offer you a bottle. Micah pops the lid and sits on the counter. Thanks, Micah. Thank you, my... Am I stupid? How do you pronounce this? Magnanimous? My mag hero. My MAGA hero. No, don't say that. Don't say that. You even vow to show your gratitude in jest. Magnanimous. There you go. It's Magnanimous. Not MAGA. It's not that. Minion jump scare in the background? Wait. Is there really? I didn't see it. You may rise. Joy, please. This game is taking a turn. The buttery popcorn crunchy between your teeth melts your anxiety somewhat. It might be the best popcorn you've ever eaten. Come, sit with me. He pats next to him on the counter. His feet are dangling in the air, dipping restlessly while he's nursing his drink. You hop on and munch another handful of popcorn. Everything around you is so silent, even though the lights of the arcade are still on and the electronics are running. There's not a soul in sight. So I guess I have to be here forever, then? Seems difficult to believe. Forever? That's a really long time. Yeah, that's kind of what forever means. Come on, you know what I mean. How long have you been here, working or living or whatever? Micah tilts his head downwards and seems lost in thought for a moment. A few years, I guess. Since my teenage years? Oh God, please don't tell me this carnival is condoning child labor. The most horrifying thing in this entire game. Child labor. Micah is surprised for a second before starting to laugh loudly. In the neon light, his smile is radiant, almost sharp. No, it must be a trick of the light. Micah couldn't have teeth that sharp. Maybe they're fake, part of the carnival mystique. I've been working for a long time here, yes, but I've never seen children working here. He scoots a bit closer, tilting his head. Although he's so close to you directly in your personal space, you feel no body heat coming from him. The neon lights above flickers and casts a dangerous shadow on Micah's wide grin. But back in the day, nobody was batting an eye at that. Want to take a guess when that was? I might have a hunch. I do. I might have a hunch. Oh, really now? Taking a big sip. Whoop. My earbud fell out. Sharp TV. How long have you been 17? He's not 17. Can you imagine? For 10,000 years. Taking a sip of his drink, he theatrically sighs afterwards like he's a thirsty man in the desert, finally getting relief. That's the stuff. You know, this drink's for employees only. You could see a drop of it on his lower lip. It's familiar. It's not syrup. His sharp teeth gleam in the neon lights, and no, those are definitely not fake. His eyes are fixed on you, predatory, waiting playfully for you to make the next move. Your pulse quickens and your stomach squirms. The teeth, the syrupy drink that is very possibly blood. He knows the carnival like the back of his hand after all these years. No body heat. It takes a bit of courage and a whole lot of daredevilry to say the next words out loud. Are you a vampire? Silence. Micah doesn't say anything, but his amused smile quivers. Before you can feel silly about saying something like this, he claps his hands. Ding, ding, ding! The perfect reaction. It's mildly a horror game. I wouldn't say I mean, there are some bad ends that are pretty bad, but like nothing like no gore or anything crazy. It's like mainly psychological. But we're not gonna get the bad. Well, we will get the bad end, but I could easily get the good end. Not to brag or anything, but this contestant gets 1,000 points. Ooh, wait a second. Just how old are you? Do we get eaten? If we got eaten, that would be the good end. I'm sorry, I had to. Kicking his feet in the air, Micah just smiles wistfully. Around 200 years. I've been living my whole life here as a vampire with Isadora and the others. That is something you have to process for a moment. So, Isadora and Oral and Blark are vampires too? Yep, we're like a family or something. Yeah, more something than a family, but then again, what do I know about family? My biological family abandoned me because of who I am, so I came here and stayed. Another sip from his drink, another popcorn kernel between your teeth. You let that sink in, your thoughts swirling. Cool. That's a lot to take in. Did I blow your mind? Yeah. Without further ado, Micah snags a popcorn from your half-empty bag. But I get it. It's also took me a while to get used to all of this. You mean drinking blood? And living under Isadora's protection, outliving coworkers and such. Living at a place that sells happiness and fun, fleeting time while we are stuck here forever, making the most of it. But he takes a deep breath and seems to be talking to himself. It's the best alternative. A thoughtful silence settles comfortably around you. Stuck here forever, huh? Maybe that's the fate you're sharing now too. Why didn't we get bitten on any routes? These 4 vampires there, why didn't we get erotically bitten? We need to fix that. We've got 1 route left to still do it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And it feels the most fitting. I think the guys are just a little too sweet to do it. That's all. We should have gotten eaten. That's what I say. That's for Jose After Dark. I almost said Jose After Jam. That's a name for it. Bite me, you cowards. Why did Autobot not like that? Great. I'm so sorry. Lark 1000 would have been pissed if you pissed him off. Yeah, fair. Your stomach grows heavy at the thought of never seeing your friends, your family, ever again. Jam in your jail. You didn't even say goodbye to them properly. The rushed "I'll be home late" you told your mom doesn't count. So, how do you live here past the time? Besides fixing the arcade machines, that's just your job. Dragging himself out of his own reverie, he looks at you. But my job is my hobby. Huh? Really? A sheepish look crosses over his face. I've always liked to work on machines, fix them, improve them. I don't have a formal training, but it's fun, relaxing even. You are a rare breed of making their hobby their livelihood. I tip my hat. You tip your imaginary hat and smile. Thank you, my liege. Don't say that. Okay, my liege is one of the most, like, one of the hottest gender-neutral, like, affectionate pet names that you can give. Like, it's up there. It's up there. Automod hates my ass. They really do. He bows his head and plays along. Don't you have a hobby? Something that really drives you? Not really. Not MC having no hobbies. Bitch, do something. Don't misunderstand, I really enjoy many things, but probably not as focused and intensely as you do. Alright, I'll pass it then. So yeah, I might be a bit envious. Don't be. It also can be very frustrating at times. I have this project. Quite literally a pet project. Okay. Oh, tell me more. Not, okay. Okay, whatever. Whatever this guy's on about. I think it might be bite means dick in French. Oh no! Mike is not French making everything worse. I'm just joking. Micah's eyes start to light up. Be warned, I won't stop if you're willing to listen. Come on, just tell me about it. Okay. I'm working on an autonomous pet. A dog, to be precise. The best animal you could pick. And Oh, okay. What? I'm working on an autonomous pet, a dog, to be precise. His hands are moving, almost talking along. It's been a work in progress for many years by now. Faraday's prototype is built with spare parts and scrap, but she's beautiful. The tricky part is to make her move on her own. I got my hands on portable batteries, but don't you have a computer? Oh, what now? Computer. Maybe a small one you can build into your dog? I have no idea what you're talking about. Stunned, you remember that Micah's a very old vampire who probably hasn't interacted with the outside world since the Dark Ages or so. Oh, okay, so a computer is an electronic device with a screen. You mean a TV? I know those. It looks like one, but you can put data on it, program it to work just the way you want it to. Like a smart TV that can do math or whatever you want it to do. It's hard explaining it since you aren't a specialist yourself and never looked too deeply into it. It never interested you to build your own computer or learn programming. That sounds too fantastic to be true. I know, right? I'll show you one next time. You realize there might not be a next time. Because you're still stuck. Micah's confused expression is my favorite. Yeah, look at it. You little derp. This is my baby right here. We're getting married after this. I just hope you know. Sorry. I'm wiped up. If we can leave this place. If you can leave this place, big if. Thanks for the offer, but I don't want to go outside. What? Why? Micah fiddles with one of his necklace, deep in thought. Are you okay? Wait for Micah to speak. Are you okay? Micah takes a deep breath and he seems like he's struggling to tell you something. Yeah, I guess. It's just... He licks his teeth and you realize he's anxious about something. This is my home now. And after so many years, living with the others, living the carnival life, I don't know if I can face the outside world. He turns to you, his eyes unsure. Does that make sense? It feels like I won't belong with your kind. My kind, you mean humans? Yeah, humans who have built a modern, fast-paced world. I hear about it from suppliers and coworkers who come and go. A fast-paced world, huh? As someone who was born in it and picked up the internet and everything else with a toddler's unstoppable curiosity, you never thought about it that way. Well, that's one way to describe it. You're not wrong. This world has evolved rapidly in the technological department. I'm no expert, but I think I know where you're coming from. If you don't keep up, you'll be lost, like some old people who can't handle any electronic devices. Yeah, fuck those boomers. But it has its upsides, too. I think there's a way to fulfill your dream of building Faraday to be walking and acting on her own. Your little speech apparently strikes a chord in Micah. You think? That would be amazing. Why Faraday, anyway? A big, happy smile stretches across Micah's face and irons out the thinking lines between his brows. Faraday invented the first electronic motor with electromagnetic fields. Not the kind we know today, but he worked it out with research by Orsted and Empery, and these names. Boomer vampires, my love. How do I use a DVD player? How do I use a VHS tape? He was a self-taught scientist just like me. Faraday had this idea that electricity might not be material, fluid like water that goes through a pipe or something. He thought it might be a force or vibration. Oh, sorry, I know this must be boring to you. Nah, honestly, it really isn't. Catching himself mid-rant, Micah's shoulders sag. You're a geek. No. Talk nerdy to me, please. Talk nerdy to me. You know? Oh, so that's what you're into, huh? I'm not smart like Oral, though. I'm hardly a scholar. All I do is fix some machines and light bulbs around here. Hey, that's a different kind of smart, alright? Oral's just pretentious. Oral just, reads a lot of fucking books, dude. All I do is fix some machines and light bulbs around here. And you casually build a robot dog. Who knows what else you could build? The sky's the limit. Maybe you want to casually build a self-driving car. We don't have those yet. You're you could be the new Elon Musk, Micah. Your joined laughter echoes through the arcade. Your pinky touches Micah's gloved hand by accident, and you can feel him shaking from laughter. Putting your hand into the popcorn bag, you notice it's empty. So close but so far off at the same time. Do we Netflix and chill except he just wants to watch the movie? Before you can mourn the last piece of perfect popcorn, a hurried movement catches your attention. Is that a bat? A small creature the size of your hand darts directly for Micah. Oh, it's a summoner. I gotta go. He jumps from the counter in a swift motion, but before falling the little bat, he stops and turns to you. You want to come with? It's either a fixing job or Isadora has some update on your situation. Wish those little guys could talk. Or are they girls? Bats are not my specialty. He nods at you to come along, and sure, why not? It's not like you got something better to do, or somewhere to be. Maybe you will gain more insight into your situation being stuck here. A flicker of hope rises in your chest as you run after Micah. The carnival is still silent and still, frozen in time. Will you be frozen in time as well? Though, time will move on for you, since you're human. Micah? As you walk side by side, guided through the paths of the carnival by the summoner bat, Micah turns to you. Looking at you, an eyebrow raised, Micah really looks normal. Not like a vampire at all, with his outfit and undercut. He'd look like any other human out there. But he's way older than he looks. He really seems frozen in time. I was thinking, if I'm really going to be stuck here, will I become a vampire? Become? Oh, you mean being bitten? Otherwise, I'll die way before you guys. A human life expectancy is around 80 years old, so in vampire time, it's probably something akin to a month. Maybe I'll die next month. Micah thinks for a second about what you just said and laughs quietly. For some vampires, 80 years might seem like a month or so, I guess. Can't say for myself, though. But as far as you being turned into a vampire in the future, he seems to contemplate the thought as he takes a turn. The main tent is coming into view. Maybe Isadora really summoned you? Well, he parts the flap of the tent entrance to the side, stepping aside to leave an opening for you. The warm light is spilling out into the dark and onto your feet, inviting you in. We'll find out. Not we'll find out. Stay tuned, he said. Bat, what are your pronouns, Bat? Bat/Charlotte, like in the fucking volcano story. You step inside the warm tent and are blinded by the lights. I almost sang that weekend song. Adjusting, you realize you came through a side entrance this time, earlier, which feels like forever ago. You came through the main entrance. Isadora and Lark swing on a trapeze, concentration aligning their faces. They flip easily back and forth and then back again. Isadora leaps and catches Lark's outstretched hand in the last possible second. They move with the momentum until Isadora is thrusted up, twirls, and catches her own bar again, swinging effortlessly. Oral is standing below, reading something in the first row. Micah announces himself with a big wave and a cheer. I'm here! What you need fixin'? Oral carefully puts a bookmark into the pages he's currently in and turns towards you. Oh, it's you. Thanks for coming over so quickly, Micah. And hello, MC, as well. I heard of your situation. Gentlemanly as ever, Oral's perfect posture is highlighted standing next to Micah, whose pose is relaxed but ready to spring into action. Yeah, we wanted to ask about that. But before that, is something broken? Yes, the spotlight over there flickered about a half an hour ago. It's driving me mad. Maybe it's just the bulb? I'll take a look at it. Conjuring a screwdriver from God knows where, Micah skips off, leaving you with Oral, who has an indiscernible look. So, you heard from Isadora about me being stuck here? Yeah, she mentioned it. It's curious. You, in particular, have nothing to do with Festum Asterism, nor with any of us. As far as I know, at least. That doesn't sound really reassuring. I mean, all I did was have a good time and then get lost in a mirror maze. Maybe it has something to do with those eyes I saw? That seems to garner his full attention. Eyes, you say? You try to remember what happened when you realized you were stuck in the maze, but all you remember is the rising panic and those piercing eyes that made you scream. They were gazing into my soul. I don't know, they just seemed to devour me. But only for a split second? Sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Oral seems to ponder this, watching Micah in the distance. And you say Micah got you out of there. Were they his eyes you saw? He doesn't seem to be all that convinced by what he's saying. I'm not sure. I'm also not sure how I got out, because I was running, and then Micah stopped me. I was half across the carnival by then. That is certainly odd. I'll talk to Isadora about this as soon as possible. Just in time, Micah comes back, a satisfied smile on his face. It was just the bulb, no biggie. Good thing we have a good stockpile of those. So, MC? His leering face is exaggerated by his wagging eyebrows. Did you ask Oral about being turned into a vampire? Since he turned me, maybe you have a shot too. You know he's ribbing, but... No, I didn't mean it like that. Please make me into a vampire. There's 2 types of people in the world. I forgot, so I'm just gonna say it. Please make me into a vampire. Micah's pro-vampire. Never thought of them as scary, but dang, it would indeed be an excellent setting for a horror game. Mazes in general are really scary to me. Like the one in one of the Harry Potter movies. I think it's the Goblet of Fire. Excuse me? Aghast is a light word for the look on Oral's face. This isn't something to be joked about. Despite Oral's apparent horror, you can't help but juggle the idea around in your mind. Oh, you know, the whole vampirism thing is pretty big in the media right now, and it seems hot, I guess? MC's just being real. Sorry, it's being so real. Micah cackles in the background while Oral flounders for words. Okay, maybe we should drop this for now. Look, Isadora and Lark are done with their routine training. Still flustered from the conversation, you look over to Isadora and Lark approaching. They are walking close to each other, with Isadora having Lark's hand in a tight vice grip, pulling him after her. Lark's gaze is passive, not meeting yours, and as you're trailing after her, as if he has no choice, poor Lark. When Isadora notices you, her face brightens up. Why is she so happy to see you? She lets go of Lark's hand and skips over. Oh, hello, MC. Did you accustom yourself to your new surroundings? She cards a hand through one of her voluminous ponytails. Yes. Not, I wouldn't say it like that. Yes, Micah's shown me around and explained to me what's going on. Is that so? Switching her focus over to Micah, she eyes him like a hawk, her smile gone. She's really good at switching moods. It's spooky. He's not fazed by her, but he doesn't speak up. In fact, all 3 of them become motionless as possible, as if they're afraid of triggering a bomb. How much did he tell you? Her smile's directed at you again. Oh, this and that. Well, I know that you're all vampires. Oh, this and that. It's just really flighty. Gotta go to the menu. I know you guys are vampires. Oh wait, no, I meant to do the other one. I know what I'm doing. A real-life mirror maze did nearly put me into a panic attack. I got so frightened and bashed into mirrors. It's definitely a good horror setting. Oh, poor Rachel. I'm so sorry. And what exactly does this and that entail? Well, she doesn't take your humming and hawing well. Her smile gains an edge. Let me guess, you already know what we are. You feel like you ratted Micah out, like you told her something you shouldn't have. She hums and thoughts and nods. It's not something we broadcast, but it's a shared fate, I'd say. Are you afraid, MC, of us? Looking over to your right when Oral is looking deep in thought, and Micah next to him smiling and Lork next to Isadora glaring at you. You can't help but feel all these different personalities are being held together by something deeper, something you cannot quite grasp yet. They certainly seem familiar with each other, but not loving. Micah said that they are something, not family. No, I don't think so. I'm feeling sad for you all being trapped here for such a long time. It certainly causes a stunned reaction until Isadora laughs. How sweet. You're pretty empathetic, aren't you? That's very nice of you to say. Not her calling us an empath. She's like, wow, you really are an MC, aren't you? No, we're not afraid, ma'am. We want to be hot like you. Everybody's got a hot mole. Well, I mean, this is technically a tattoo on Oral's eye, but then we got hot mole here, and then we got hot mole. Where's yours? Right here. So, like, secret weapon to make any character hotter, just put, like, a conspicuous mole on their face. Considering you are also trapped here, I do hope you don't lose that shiny optimism just yet. Oral wanted to fit in. That's why he tattooed. New headcanon. Let's take it. I love it. That's what I summoned Oral for, but we haven't had the chance to look into that matter. Isadora, do you think this has anything to do with the pact? It's possible, but it could also be unrelated. Maybe their problem is only temporary? About that. If I really have to stay here forever, will you make me into a vampire? Before Isadora can answer, Lark steps up, his gaze stormy. No. Don't even think about that. His tone leaves no room for argument, but Micah doesn't seem to catch it or simply ignores it when he stands in front of you protectively. Why not? If they want to become a vampire, that's their choice. You know what it means to be a vampire, Micah. That burden that comes with it. Is it a burden for you, Lark? It's a sacrifice. You know how much we've suffered. Speak for yourself. You think being a vampire is only suffering? Because I definitely don't think so. You know how this is, the only way I can truly be myself. And I never regretted a single moment being who I am. Your experience is not universal, Micah. Stop being so self-centered. Self-centered? That's rich coming from you, Mr. Brooding over everything. Got him! Stop it, you two. No, it was fun. Come back. Man, I love Lark. I want him to ruin my life. Lark and Micah in a get-along shirt when the Cullens and Bella asked to be vampire for the umpteenth time. Lark is just Emma before they went to Fork S. No! Not Micah being Jacob. Stop. Micah deserves better than that. Micah would never. I'm a Micah stan. Her tone cuts the tension like a knife through butter. Both squabblers back off immediately, taking a step back. Lark, you know that I do not condone this type of behavior. And Micah, I understand that the topic is important to you, but MC can still decide for themselves. Micah mumbles to himself, pouting like a scolded child. It's kinda cute. Sorry. Like a switch, her stern face slips into an amused one. She claps her hands and you try to keep up with the mood swing. Good. Now, Micah, you fixed the spotlight, I see. Yes, I did. Very good. Well done, Micah. She cradles his cheek in her palm, stroking her thumb over his skin softly. It's so intimate and off-putting you feel the need to look away. You're always so reliable and efficient. What would I do without you? When you look over to Micah again, Isadora has taken her place at Lark's side again. Micah's gaze is distant. Now then, it's getting late and we're rapidly approaching dinner time. I have to freshen up first. MC, have you already eaten? There's plenty of food at the food court. Maybe Micah can serve you something more nutritious than popcorn. Oh, that'd be nice, thanks. All right, Micah, please accompany them to the food court. Micah nods absentmindedly and is ushering you towards the exit when Isadora calls out to him again. Oh, and Micah. You both turn around and you see the intense gaze directed at you. Goosebumps prickle down your spine. Dinner will be in 1 hour. Be punctual. Yes. His response is flat, devoid of any emotion. Micah doesn't look too good. This happened earlier too, didn't it? You see Isadora and Lark leave with Oral in the opposite direction. Something seems wrong. You turn to catch up to Micah, who doesn't seem to notice you, as you two leave the main tent and step back into the night. Wait a second, how did she know about the popcorn? That's a good question. Oh shit. Oh my god, Twilight is so good. I'm sorry I said it. No, never apologize for it. I would fold immediately. Snack. Is it cringe? Yes. But is it also good? Yes. I love you more and more every day. Oh. We love Twilight in this house. The night certainly is getting weirder and weirder. Sure, it's nice that Isadora and Oral are looking into the reason why you might be stuck here, but something about them is rubbing you the wrong way. Especially Lark, Oral, Isadora. Imagine I was like, yo, Lark sucks. That would be so mean. Not Oral. What did Oral do? Oral just stood there. It's definitely Isadora. Come on. Isadora really is a moody one. The way her mood changes within the bat of an eye, it almost seems like she's acting. And she's intense, too. You don't really know how to handle her, and when she interacts with Micah, looking over to Micah, who is robotically making you something to eat just by muscle memory, your heart drops. Seeing him so devoid of his usual energy, of his cheery personality, doesn't seem right. There must be some way to cheer him up. Hey, Micah. He doesn't seem to notice that you've said anything to him, and he continues picking ingredients from the cart. Wait until he's done preparing food, go over and touch his arm. Touch his arm! If you give me a chance to stroke a bicep, I'm doing it every time. Like a moth to a fucking flame. My mood, though. I love those books. Why is he giving us anxiety, then? Oh, wait. My bad. He doesn't realize you're next to him until you touch his forearm lightly. Suddenly, Micah flinches like he's being electrocuted and jerks away from you. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to. Please leave me be for a moment. Maybe he needs some space for his thoughts? You shouldn't intrude and wait until he's ready. He finishes his task behind the counter and comes over to you with a steamy hot dog and a bun. Oh, thanks. That's nice of you. Isadora told me to give you something to eat. Oh, so you didn't really want to give this poor human a hearty meal? Do you have no soul, oh big bad vampire? Your tone is teasing, and hopefully he'll respond to it in turn. I didn't mean to make you starve, I mean. He looks like he's trying to fight a headache, shaking his head again. Micah blinks. He seems confused. Hey, I'm just teasing you. Oh, sorry, I didn't catch on. Weird. Absolutely weird. Maybe you also need some food, huh? Or your special blood juice to get those engines running again. Micah snorts at your bad attempt to make a joke. Satisfied, you bite into your warm hot dog. It's delicious. I mean, I get lethargic too when I'm not eating, so... yeah, maybe I'm just hungry. It's weird, I haven't had these mood swings in quite a while. Mood swings, huh? I suppose, but at the moment it feels like a cold fog that engulfs my thoughts. I don't like it. How do you get fed anyway? Isadora said dinner will be short while, so you just drink blood from someone? Is it better than drinking from those bottles? Dinner is provided by Isadora, and no, we're not drinking from humans or animals directly. She is working with donor centers for our main meals. I'm sorry, I like vampires. I can't assume friendship until the other party confirms. Also, I can't enter your house without invitation. Touch those big old arms. Oh my goodness. What's going on? What did she do to him? Feed on me. I volunteer as tribute. How many YA novels can we bring up in this stream? Those bottles are filled with animal blood. Tastes different and has less nutrition than human blood. Just as he stops talking, as on cue, his stomach starts rumbling loudly. Here. You hold out the remaining half of your hot dog. Micah looks at you surprised. Or don't you eat normal food? You ate some popcorn earlier, so I thought you might need some carbs. Carbs are the best. I agree, carbs are the best. Without hesitation, he bites into the hot dog, and his teeth are dangerously close to your fingers holding it. Just the approving expression as he's chewing makes the earlier anxiety fly out the window. This is so good. Please don't talk with your mouth full. And you made it yourself. Not that making hot dogs is considered cooking. Hey, it's just quick and easy, especially if you're busy all the time. Is someone speaking from experience? Oh, absolutely. When I'm neck deep in remodeling Faraday, I tend to forget to sustain my body. Real. His admission is kind of cute. Can't help but smile. I'm too much of a germaphobe for this. Our half-eaten hot dog, I would eat. I'm sorry, I'm one of those bitches that eats after my friends. Like, I know that makes me weird. I don't care. It's important. And especially after my people who I don't want to be my friends, you know what I mean? Communist hot dog! That's the downside of being a genius, I guess. Genius? Oh, come on. Micah playfully bumps your shoulder with his own and laughs. Want to do something fun until dinner time? Hell yeah! Race you to the Ferris wheel. Not the Ferris wheel! And without hearing a reply, Micah sprints off. Fortunately, as if I didn't know, but competitiveness is engraved in your DNA. Oh, it is on. Your legs are burned by the time you reach the Ferris wheel. I'm not scared of the float. I am scared of herpes. I mean, fair enough. Micah's grinning as you try to cough your lungs out. Endurance might not be your strong point, but you're fast. You were at an advantage taking off on the blue like that. Yeah, that was totally fair. I apologize. Apology accepted. Goofing around and poking fun, Micah seems back to his usual self. You're relieved. Micah skips over to the control station of the Ferris wheel and tinkers with it. The wheel starts humming with electricity, and the door of the cabin at the ground opens. Did you hijack this ride just now? Nah, I do maintenance on it every week, so I've got permission. Actually, I've got permission to use all the rides whenever. The perk of being the fix-it guy, I guess. Micah probably rode all of them before until he was tired of them. That's what you would do if you'd lived as long as he does. Come on. He offers you his hand with the blinking lights illuminating his warm smile. He's dazzling. Your heart still going strong from the sprint skips a beat. You take his hand with a sure grip and join him in the cabin of the Ferris wheel. The wooden seat you pick opposite Micah is well worn, but still hard. The door closes and the wheel starts turning. Sorry to drag you out here all of a sudden. I wanted to tell you something. You can tell me anything. You study the thinking crease between his brows. It seems to be important. I could put a glove for a good fist bump. That being said, in-game, it's kind of hot. I've gotten so used to sisters snatching my vape or drink out in public, I no longer even consider germs. I just tell myself that they're strengthening my immune system because I don't go out. Yeah, I think I'm similar. I think I'm closer to that. Even though my husband hates eating after me, and it makes me a little sad. Like, why? I'm not gross. I promise. It's like that with everybody, though. Do you want to propose? Sorry. Wait, what? Oh, because the Ferris wheel and sorry to burst your dreams. It was a joke, Micah. No, it wasn't. Alright. Maybe my opening line came off more intense than I wanted. I want to apologize for the scene earlier in the tent with Lark. Sometimes we just butt heads over fundamental things. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Even though we've lived together for so long, it's still a rocky relationship. Don't get me wrong, I love all of them, but... the hand holding yours squeezes a little. You know, my birth family was not really wealthy. My parents were simple farm workers, working the land for the owners, paying loans, working from dawn till dusk, paying for the kids for food. I was one of those kids. Ungrateful, my father always said. Well, he had to eat whatever Mom cooked, regardless of her own prediculations. My older siblings helping out on the farm. on the farm. Old MacDonald had a farm. Helping out on the farm. My younger siblings raising themselves until they would become farmers. And I just wanted to do something else. You can picture it, Micah collecting spare parts he found, tinkering with them, making scrap work again. Let me guess, your hobby? I'm pretty obvious, yeah? But it was more than wanting to become an engineer. I wanted to be myself, not the version my parents saw in me. He squeezes harder. When you're a kid, it's easy getting away with wearing pants, you know? It isn't once you start go to school. I got beaten daily by my father, and after a while my older brother. They just didn't understand. Oral did, though. Oral? How does he come into play? I met him by pure chance at a bookstore. Picture it, my scrawny teenage self, bruises everywhere, torn clothes, because I just had to run away from home. Me, this dirty urchin trying to shoplift a book on mechanical engineering, being approached by a gentleman in fine clothing. He laughs at the nostalgic memory. I probably peed my pants a little. But he didn't rat me out. Instead, he offered to buy me that book. Can you believe it? Somehow, I can, yeah, it fits. Yeah, you're right. And he left an impression on me, you know? Him standing tall, broad shoulders, fine clothing, being able to buy any book he ever wanted. I really wanted to be like him. Please don't tell him this. I will use this as leverage at a certain point in time, thank you. He laughs. I will deny everything and plead the fifth. We will see. Really, though, I get what you saw in him. Oral has this air around him. This charm. Indeed, and I'm grateful he took me under his wing. Well, actually, I annoyed the living hell out of him and never left his side, but that's the details. He got me like no one before, and gave me the blessing of an eternal life. In exchange for drinking blood on the regular. That's a small price to pay, and you always have to pay something in return for favors. And here at Festa Mastersum, under Isadora's protection, we have a stable food supply, a place to stay. We don't have to hide. His smile turns sad, and his reasoning sounds like a reaffirming mantra he has to tell himself to cover up what? That's true, but are you still happy? Oral would probably say something like, happiness is a fleeting concept. Poof. Yeah. I don't know. If I'm happy, I tend not to dwell on it too much. I'm happy now, though. Tonight was fun. Your cabin of the Ferris wheels approached the top of its rotation, the vast space of the Carnival and the unattainable land behind it glimmering in the dark below. I keep missing the chat. Yeah, he's a farm boy. Yeehaw. Stardew Valley when? Yeah, y'all reminded me of Stardew Update. Wait, he has a little blush. Indie dev farm when? Yeah. Wait, I remember this part. This part's very sweet. I literally have the perfect character for Stardew Valley from Hedge Wizard. Oh my god, that's so true! And leaving this place? If we somehow break this weird curse that traps us here, we could leave and find happiness. Maybe. The outside couldn't be so bad, if everyone is like you. And I think with you by my side, with you, I'd feel safe. Micah's sad smile evolves, like a cocoon to a butterfly, into a genuine happy smile. Sorry, was this too corny? This smile really suits you. Cute. Even in the dark, you notice a blush creep into Micah's cheeks. Thank you. I haven't felt like this before, you know? And I kinda don't know what to say to that. Without hesitation, he turns your hand and supports it with his own. Before you can say anything or crack a smile to break the tension, he lifts your hands and plants a feather-like kiss to your ring finger. That's marriage right there. Sorry, if a man does this to you, y'all are getting married. I don't know what to tell you. I don't make the rules. MC Riz. The world is still, for a moment, frozen in time. Only you and Micah in this small cabin on the highest point above the Carnival, overseeing a sea of lights. Wait, is this Ferris wheel not moving? Micah looks through a window and frowns. You're right. It stops at the top, but it should have moved on by now. I don't hear the flow of electricity. Has it broken down? You mean the power's out? Could be. It's hard to tell. The Ferris wheel still isn't moving. You try to stifle the panic rising in your gut. But it's no biggie. I'll just climb down and put it back on. Without further ado, he stands up and the cabin starts swinging lightly. Climb down? You want to climb down this metal contraption and leave me in this cabin? Micah moves to open the emergency hatch on the door and speaks over his shoulder. Do you want to climb along? I mean, if you're up for it, why not? The door opens and the cold air seeps in. Goodness, you are high up. You can't look outside. That's not what I meant. Just don't leave me here, please. Well, guess we'll have to improvise then. Micah's thought process takes a split second before he grabs you under your arms and hauls you over his shoulder like you weigh nothing to him. Bro, no! Dude, this would be so scary. I would do it for Micah, but I would be screaming the whole way. Why can't a handsome vampire kiss my ring finger? You can't process what's happening and instinctively hold on to him. Okay, little one, hold on tight. He keeps calling us little one, and honestly, that's gonna get me every time. Before you can veto Micah's impromptu plan, he grabs the column overhead and swings you two outside the cabin. The peril is to try that. Yeah, hold on tight, Spider Monkey. I was gonna make that joke, but I was gonna wait for a better time, and y'all stuck it right under me. Someone is screaming in the distance. It might be you. It's definitely me. As you try not to let go, Micah's amused laughter mixes with your high-pitched screeching, and he slides down the Ferris wheel frame like a firefighter on a mission. Oh, Micah firefighter AU would go so hard. That's all I'm saying. A spare thought, somehow not occupied with screaming for your life, notices how agile Micah is, and how easily he's zipping down the metal beams. The ground is coming closer way faster than you'd like. Dude, I'm drooling. I'm sorry the thought made me go. Somebody's gotta draw it. Man, Micah's feet land safely on the ground and he puts you down with care. Maybe you're still whistling like a teapot, but it could be the shock playing trick on your ears. Screaming is your hobby, huh? That sounded like a fucking euphemism, I'm sorry. His laughter pulls you out of your panic spiral, and you try to take deep breaths. This is the worst day of my life, it must be. Micah doesn't seem to hear you because he's already over at the main console. No lights are blinking, and you don't need it to be a technician to know that the power is out like he suspected. This is bad. This has never happened before. He tries a few things as you try to calm your shaking hands, but nothing seems to be working. This is really bad. It's not fixable? I'm not sure. I haven't had this specific problem before. The cables are in nothing is broken or cut. It must be a problem with the generator itself. I should go look at it. There's more things running on that generator than the Ferris wheel. Okay, where to? There's an underground tunnel where the generator is kept. Come with me. You understand how important fixing the generator is, but at this moment, you'd rather sit down and cozy up in a blanket. Everything that has happened today was just a lot. But when Micah takes your hand ever so gently, in his to pull you along, you know you can pull through just a little bit more. Just a little. In one of those sexy fireman pin-up calendars. Yeah! I think my brain just blanked out with how hot that is. No, for real. Actually static. The entrance is an old mossy door with a long staircase behind it. It looks right out of a castle with big uneven stones. Micah has procured a flashlight from one of his many, many pockets to light the way down. As you two descend, the stairs become more slippery from the damp air. Good thing Micah is still holding your hand in his strong grip. It makes you feel safe, and you remember Micah's confession that he feels safe with you. You squeeze his hand. I haven't been here in ages. And that means something. Never liked coming here. Too spooky. Spooky is underselling it. There is no light source whatsoever. Who built this tunnel? I really have no idea. And the air is so sticky, and... when was the last time anyone was down here? He's right. The air is getting warm and damp, sticky. It's gross on your skin, and you really want to leave as soon as possible. And it smells pretty bad. You identify mold, and there is sweet undertone. Gross. That's one of the downsides of being the handyman. Sorry to drag you into this. No, it's fine. Could be worse, like jumping down from a 200-foot high Ferris wheel. With your last words, you reach the bottom of the stairs. How far below underground are you? Good thing you're not claustrophobic because the ceiling is pretty low. Panning the flashlight around, you see a dark tunnel ahead with stone arches on the walls and... the generator! Luckily, it's close to you, so Micah goes right to work. He puts down the flashlight so it illuminates the ceiling in order to free up his hands. Keeping close to him and letting him do his magic, you look down the pitch-black tunnel. You really need to leave sooner than later. Also, the smell is giving you a headache. In a split second, as you turn around to Micah again, you see something moving. Oh, this place, hee. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. It's okay, we were gonna get the bad end first anyway, so, like, worst comes to worst, it would have been fine. As you turn around to Micah again, you see something moving. A flash of gold. Your blood freezes and the deja vu makes your stomach drop. Were those the same eyes you saw earlier in the maze? Although it feels like aeons ago, you know there are the same eyes. Wait, that menu, AU is gorgeous. UI is gorgeous. AU, Jesus Christ. You take a few steps down the tunnel, but not too far from the light source. Before you is a stone arc, like a doorway to a bigger room behind it. The smell, no, the stench is overwhelming. You can't see much, but you don't need to. There's an arm on the ground right before your feet. You almost jump away from it, but your eyes are glued to this severed arm laying on the ground before you. You dare not to look further, but you can't help yourself. In the dark, you can only see shadows of a grotesque pile. The metallic smell of blood is thick on your tongue, and your knees are on the verge of giving out. Bodies, piles and piles of them, blood drained with the limbs severed away. You try to swallow with a dry throat. This can't be. You take a step back and flinch as you see the same golden eyes down on the tunnel again. This time you... Go and see yourself! You take your adrenaline-fueled legs down the tunnel until you hear a light chuckle. My favorite carnival attraction, the murder pit! You are a brave little human. The owner of the golden eyes materializes in front of you. I knew it. You have been watching me this whole time, didn't you? Well, I have to know what's going on, don't I? With you snooping around. She gives you a disapproving look. I don't like you intruding and taking Micah away from me. He's mine, you know. And none of your sweet little promises of a life outside the carnival will change that. Micah can decide on his own what he wants. No, he won't, because he doesn't know what's good for him. All he has to do is keep the carnival running and be happy. Isadora touches your chin with a finger and lifts it. An ice-cold shiver slides down your throat and takes hold of your heart. And all I have to do is to keep him fed. You want to give him a witty retort, but your strength has left you, and you feel cold and numb all over. All you can do is glare at Isadora's smiling face, and with great effort you grab her wrist. You are too weak to move her away from you. Your senses are failing you. You will make a good meal, little human. Just like your useless friend. No, Andy! You can hardly hear her anymore. It's like the blanket covering you, and your sight is dimming. Isadora is taking every ounce of energy from you. The last thing you hear breaks your heart. Oh, Micah, come over here. It's dinner time. The end. I love the end screen anyway, so it's good to see it. Do-do-do-do. What if I told you Micah is the only route that has 2 bad ends? And we just got the secret one. In a split second, as you turn around to Micah again, you see something moving. A flash of gold. Oh yeah, we read this. Don't worry, we got it. Never forget Andy. R.I.P. Stay with Micah. You need to get out. Now. Running back to Micah, you clumsily bump into him. Hey, little one, you okay? You're as white as a sheet. Again! Pot calling the kettle white. Like, what? I'm almost done here, just fixing this cable, and a deep electrical hum emerges from the generator, and Micah pats away the sweat from his forehead. This should do it. Conflicted, you bite your lip. Should you tell Micah what you found and tear down the illusion that Isadora's conjured? Or is it ignorance really bliss, as they say? No, Micah needs to know the truth, that the blood he's drinking isn't donated voluntarily. Micah, I might know where your food supply comes from. What do you mean? There's bodies down the tunnel, lots of them. The truth hangs between you like a ticking time bomb. You mean that the donor centers are a lie? Aren't they? There's a terror in his voice and in your heart. You don't know what to say, how to console him. We have to go and tell Oral and Lark. He takes your shaking hand in his. Let's scram. Let's ditch this popsicle stand. A last look into the tunnel where you saw those golden eyes. They're gone now, but you know they are still watching. Gladly. You take his hand and try not to look back, but you just know that Isadora has been, and still is, watching your every move around this carnival. Micah, you are so pale you glow in the dark. Stop it. There are bodies, yeah. I mean, they are vampires. And that means that, you know, some of the guests of the carnival never leave the carnival. Not just us. You two make your way over to the main tent as quickly as possible. As you reach the main tent, you see Oral and Lark talking. They notice you and Micah in the mirror, your worried faces. Has something happened? You look terrified, both of you. Understatement in the ear, but the words are stuck in your throat. Oral, even Micah doesn't know how to put what you've just seen and realized into words. Take a deep breath, Micah. In your absence, I've revisited the pact we made years ago, and it might be a clue to what happened to MC. He flips open a notebook and skims the text for the right passage. Alright, when Isadora and I made the pact, we bound it in Latin. I am not reading the Latin, but you could read it yourself, because I would just butcher it. My Latin is rusty. Give me a moment, I'll translate. You give Oral time to translate the pact, and look over to Micah to see how he's doing. He notices you and gives you a reassuring smile. And what do you think you are doing? Her voice is as cold as steel, cutting through the agitated conversation. Micah goes rigid beside you, and Oral stops breathing for a second. Lark flinches visibly, ducking his head. Conspiring, or just talking? Oral, tell me. Oral composes himself pretty quickly and stands straight, maybe to brace himself for what's coming. We are not conspiring against you, Isadora. All we were doing was talking about the pact we once made, so we can help MC. Isadora's face shows clear as day, but she doesn't buy his deflection. And apparently you have found something? Something helpful. We revisited the pact, and it says that all must remain at Festa Masterism until 3 simultaneously desire to leave. So, you are conspiring against me. A condescending tone, a neutral, unaffected face, the other side of her coin of emotions. Micah steps up and holds out his hand, palms open, as if he's talking down a dangerous creature. No, we are not. Please listen, Isadora. She bares her fangs, snarling at Micah. I cannot believe this. I can't accept this. Her roar makes you flinch. Isa, you ungrateful imbeciles. You want to leave this place? You want to leave me? I mean, not really, but, you're not being very fair. She takes a step towards Micah. You can't. I give you everything, and you need to... You can't. I give you everything you need to live your life to the fullest. I'm giving you a family. I'm giving you a job, a purpose. Another step, Micah drops his hands. That's true, but Isadora doesn't listen and takes another step. I feed you and give you a home. And just because someone new shows up and promises you the stars, you want to throw all this away? Her voice is dangerously low as she steps right into Micah's personal space. I give you happiness. The tension between them raises, your hackles, and you feel the urge to intervene. And at what cost? Her head whips around to face you, a jagged mask of ire. So you can feed off of them whenever? MC. You think you're oh so smart, don't you? Ire is switching for another manic smile, like mixing a deck of cards and picking a new one. Isadora, please. Shut up. Micah closes his mouth so fast his teeth clack loudly in the silence. So you think you have it all figured out, Don't play games, Isadora. I know you're using these 3 to feed yourself. You don't need to drink blood, do you? Every time you do this thing to Micah, you drain him of his happiness, his energy. In answer, Isadora giggles. That's right, but aren't I allowed to? I provide food for him, and the others after all. It's give and take. Don't tell me this has changed after all these years. By luring Carnival guests in and killing them? That's disgusting. Oral flinches at the truth. They're like the tea. At the truth. Gasping, Lark's horrified gaze tells you he didn't know the truth either. You might think so, as you are human, but humans are nothing more than livestock. Livestock with free will, yes, but there are so many of them. Nobody will miss any of these humans. Of course they will be missed. They might have a family, friends. Like you do, I suppose? Her grin resembles a grotesque cut. Good that you are one of the friends less than. Good that you are one friend less than. And your family won't miss you. Before any of those words can sink in and utterly destroy you, Micah moves to stand in front of you. His broad back shelters you from Isadora and her admission. She killed and drained Andy in cold blood. Don't you dare hurt them, or I will take you on. Micah doesn't wait for Isadora's reply and turns around to you, taking you by your shoulders. Oh, thank you for the follow. I didn't even hear it. I just saw it in the corner of my eye. Why is my thing not playing? Whatever, it's fine. Are you all right, little one? We have to go. This place can't be home anymore. Looking over to Oral and Lark, Micah fights to retain his composure, a plea in his eye towards the others, the closest thing he has to a family. Oral's eyes are stormy, trying to keep it together, and nods. Lark, please. There is no time for Lark to answer as Isadora stomps her foot in ground, starts shaking. You don't get to take my pet away, don't you dare, Micah. And MC will stay. Over Micah's shoulder, you see her launching at you, and act on instinct, you grab Micah's hand and start to run. We have to go, now. You're running again, with fear powering your legs and making your heart beat faster. Micah's hand is in yours. Hopefully Oral and Lark are right behind you, but you have no right to look back. Your rushed escape ends abruptly in front of the entrance gate. As before, your feet won't budge another inch, stupid curse. Oh no! Oral, Lark. Grab a wooden stake. We have to leave this place. Yes, we do, but as the pact says, we'll remain until all 3 of us desire to leave. The 3 of you turn around to Lark, who has followed you surprisingly. He looks conflicted, licking his lips. All three of us, Lark. We have to want this together. I know. I know, but... You won't leave me, my beloved Lark. Of course she's caught up and didn't even break a sweat. Her saturine voice is getting on your nerves. I give you everything you need. And Micah, you are happy here, repairing facilities, having time to be creative, no? Before you can stop her, she touches Micah's arm, and in slow motion you see Micah's face crumple like a dune under the sea. It breaks your heart. No! You push Isadora away with a rough shove, turn towards Micah and try to make him snap out of it. Micah, please, look at me. You take him by his hands and rub a thumb over it soothingly. Out of the corner of your eye you see Lark, shock streaking his face. Micah? Micah groans, squeezing his eyes shut. You know he's fighting, and all you can do is be there for him. Negative emotions are just not the same as positive ones. They still suffice, though. With tears welling up in your eyes, you turn to Isadora. When will you stop this? When will you have enough? Is that a rhetorical question? It must be. Isadora, what have you done? Another dumb rhetorical question, this time from you. You drained way too much. You drained him way more than Oral or me, but this time Micah won't. You don't quite understand what Lark is getting at, but filling in the gaps, it doesn't look good. I probably should save again. Making sure to save every 2 seconds. Because I want to get the bad. Isadora has drained Micah more than the others, probably because of his sunny character. But what about the repercussions? Psh, he'll live. He always does. And I can do whatever, whenever I want to him. To any of you. The finality of her words seems to change something within Lark. He growls. No, you can't. What? Micah slowly blinks and seems to gain back his senses. You give him an encouraging smile. Lark is right. You can't do whatever you want with us. If we three want to leave from the bottom of our hearts, we will. He turns on his heel and lifts his cane to press the button next to the gate. The old gate opens slowly with a groaning iron sound. And you really want this? From the bottom of your hearts? Don't make me laugh. Still creaking. The gate continues to open and Isadora hisses. Just because this human came along, you want to throw away everything we built together. Without deeming her worthy of an answer, Oral turns around and steps over the barrier like it never existed. Farewell. With wide, panicked eyes, Isadora is speechless for a moment. Not Orally. He's like, watch me. Fucking bet. It's like, I'm out of this. Isadora is speechless for a moment. She never expected this to happen. This is ridiculous. This is not how it was supposed to be. How can you leave me like this? Because you are cruel, Isadora. But I love you, Lark. We've always been together. I've always done what's best for you. But her pleas fall on deaf ears. Lark still looks shaken. He looks over to Micah. A tentative smile settles on his face when he sees that his brother seems to be getting better. A resolute strength shines through as he speaks. You have always done what's best for you, Isadora. Goodbye. Lark turns around and passes through the threshold to join Oral. Micah watches the scene with bewilderment. You guess he never would have thought it possible to leave. You look at each other and there's an understanding and unwavering trust. You're back. I'm glad. I guess. Still got a headache, though. Do you want to go in after them? Only if you come with and hold my hand. Those are the 2 conditions. No, you can't go, Micah. What about everything you'll leave behind? What about your pet project? I'm leaving Faraday behind with a teary eye. But I'll go forward and gain something else. No, please don't leave me too. You know that I will, because you used me for your own gain. And you never will again. He takes your hand and grins. You ready? Whenever you are. Both of you start sprinting towards the gate, no hesitation or what-ifs holding you back. As you pass the barrier, you can see the morning sun painting the sky in beautiful pastel colors and a beautiful turquoise, just like Micah's eyes. Hey guys, we made it! Micah's cheerful announcement overshadows Isadora's painful scream. You turn around and look back over the carnival and see a cloud of dust falling to the ground. You feel no remorse, just relief and sadness. You think of your best friend who you will never see again. Hey MC, you okay? You're crying. And yes, there may be tears sneaking up on you and rolling down your cheeks, but you smile at him. I'm okay. It was just a long night. She deserves it. With you again. She crumples the dust like the, what do you call it? Wicked Witch of the West East? It was West. 1 year later, the day is a sunny one and a light breeze is playing with your hair. You take a deep breath and think back to a year ago when your life had changed. It's kind of spooky how the flow of time makes those memories less hurtful, less intense. It's not rose-colored glasses. The loss of Andy and the existential fear have left invisible scars, but life just continues on. Hey, Micah. You stroll over to Micah, who is holding a stick to throw for his canine companion. Faraday is waiting in anticipation, or an order, since she can't exactly feel anticipation like a real dog. But this new, updated model of Faraday can even move on her own and execute different, orders. Oh, hey, MC. Faraday, say hi. Faraday barks. It's a sound file you two have chosen for her from the internet, and it sounds pretty realistic. And Micah could look any more like a proud dad. He's kind of a perfectionist when it comes to programming and refining Faraday. Hi, Farah. So how's it going? She executes all of her programming orders perfectly. Because she's a good girl, right? Aren't you a good girl? Cooing over her, he pets her, although it's not really necessary. But it doesn't matter if it's necessary. He treats her like a real dog. Faraday wags her tail and barks at him. Okay, here you go. He stands up and throws the stick, and Faraday leaps after it. No difference from a real dog. Well, maybe less panting, and no poop. You two stand by, and they don't die, so technically a robot dog is pretty superior in some senses. Watching her retrieve the stick. You did a fantastic job with her. Thanks, you may call me the dog father from now on. Oh my god, was that a pop culture reference? I'm so proud. My little Micah has grown so much. But please don't let Faraday join the mafia. Not the mafia! Micah stands and takes the stick from Faraday, only to throw it again. Dois. Dog of a scoundrel. Faraday, only throw it again. You two stand close and your shoulders touch. Fucking Autobot! What did he say? He needs some fake fur. Mafia AU. Farah's welcome in the Ventola house. Autobot, stop it. He's such a loser. I need to kiss him under the moonlight. You two stand close and your shoulders touch. I'm still catching up on a lot. Oral wants me to watch this show with him. I think it was called Drag? You mean a drag show? Yeah, that's it. We're gonna meet up tonight. Want to come with? Sure thing. Should we get some blood bags from the donor center tonight beforehand? Yeah, let's. I need to put Faraday on her charger. This rechargeable battery isn't the best. I have to look for a new one. Faraday comes back to you, and her pace is slower than before. She uses up a lot of energy, but Micah hasn't found a way to reduce her output yet. The afternoon sun warms your back and lets the copper coat shine. Wait a second, it gives you an idea. You turn your head and put on your best Italian accent. Oh no! How about I make you an offer you can't refuse? Micah picks up on the joke and grins at you. His teeth are not something he has to hide from you. Care to enlighten me? Have you heard of solar power? Do an Italian accent? I just did a Godfather accent. I just did an impression. He don't even need to change his name into a drag name. That's so true, he doesn't. And that was Micah's route. Woo! 1 of 3. What a good time. Micah's so fucking cute, dude. That was so good. Cheers to Cube. Cube wrote the Micah route. Cube-tastic. Feel free to follow them. They did amazing work. And they make their own games, so I think it's important to support them. Micah's adorable. Micah's so wonderful. Cube did an amazing job. It's truly, truly, truly. And I just had a great time playing through it. It really does feel different in game. It's so much more spooky. Like, even though I read through the scripts and stuff and I can imagine the scenes, seeing it all put together, it always is the best part of game making, ain't it? And there are still 2 routes left. There are Oral and Lark, and we're probably going to play Lark next week. So same time, same place. Except it'll be on Saturday, not Sunday. It'll be next Saturday, most likely. So I plan to play the Lark route, and then I'll save, I guess, Orals for last, which is the one I wrote for. But they're all really fucking good. You cannot lose in this game. Like, every boy is awesome. The entire game is incredible from top to bottom. So, remind me next week, that's my boy. Yeah, of course. Hopefully everybody comes back, and if you feel like you can't wait till then, feel free to play on your own, because it's definitely worth a play. Please, y'all reminders, because I want to see my boy. I will. I promise. I'll have to upload this to YouTube, this VOD, and so Cube can see me play it. But yeah, good time. Great game. Carnival of Shadows. Rank it 5 stars, please. Rank it 5 stars. We all worked really hard on it. And I cannot believe this game was put together in, like, basically a month and a half. Like, it didn't take very long. Like, the way everything kind of came together was insane. So the kind of quality for such, like, a very quickly put together game is still stunning to me. It just goes to show teamwork makes the dream work, We wrote it at light speed, no, for real. We wrote it like 2 or 3 weeks, so. and fully edit. It was a lot. It's, I swear, Rachel, you're so right, because it does feel like a year ago, but it wasn't. It was only like 2 months ago. How time moves so quickly, you know. But before everybody goes, before I end stream, let me turn down the music here, which I hate to do because I love it, but I'm going to turn down the music and go to my, technically my end screen, so we could see the rest of my schedule. I didn't really, this is still my old schedule, I haven't really changed it for next week because a lot of it rolls over, except for one thing. So next week, I'll be taking a break tomorrow on Monday, and then I'll be coming back with more Quaint on Tuesday at 11 a.m. CST. Then I'll be resting on Wednesday, and then jumping back into Our Wonderland Part 5 will be, apparently there are 3 parts of Part 5, and I'm already through the first part. I'm already on to the second part of Part 5. It's a lot. Part 5 is pretty long, so, but if you've been keeping up with the Our Wonderland streams, you know, we're rushing through it, and it's getting crazy, and I'm really excited for it for next week. Friday, we will not be playing Seaside Inn, because I finished Seaside Inn last week, but we will playing the last bit of Gray's games until her newest game comes out, which is Hedge Wizard. So we'll be playing that on Friday, not Seaside Inn. But it'll just be another Gray game, but it's the same time, same day. Then on Saturday, we will be playing Carnival of Shadows again. We'll be playing Larksprout, 11 a.m. CST, like we did today, just not on Sunday. It will be on Saturday. I'll make sure to remind everybody and have an updated schedule on Twitter. The easiest way to see when I stream and all that stuff is via Twitter, so just do that. Some other things to plug is we have Chat Sim Jam still going on currently. I don't actually have the thing put up, but Chat Sim Jam is still going. It's only been going for less than a week now, so it's not too late to participate, and we've got plenty of resources. I run it with Max here in the chat, and also with Rotten Teeth, and I'll be playing all the entries on stream when the games are released, as long as they, you know, aren't NSFW, basically. So I'm excited for Chat Sim Jam, and it ends May 15th, so you have between March 15th and May 15th to submit a game if you've ever wanted to make a Chat Sim game. In accordance to that, we also have Josei After Dark later this year, starting July 31st and all the way to October 31st, and I'm running it with Snacks and Lacey here in the server, my mods, and it's a NSFW jam targeted towards women. So if you've ever wanted to make an NSFW game for the ladies, now is the time to do it. And last but not least, I've been posting about my own Otome Jam game coming up. I'm making a dating sim, a very big one, and I've been posting about it pretty much daily. It's Rectifier, and it will be coming out for Otome Jam 2024, so keep an eye on that. I've been revealing the love interest slowly. These 2 here at the bottom have been released in the last 2 days, so you can see them now on Twitter. I would recommend following and keeping up if it's something you're interested in. I put a lot of time and effort into it, so, you know, even to the point where I even want to plug it, so, which is normally something I don't do. Also, I make my own games. If you somehow haven't played them, I would recommend them. They're all queer, mostly boy love. Some of them are just generally queer, but they're all romance and a good time. So if you just need something to pick you up, I would recommend my own games. So there's that. And I think that's about everything from my side. I'm probably going to end stream here and keep streams about the same length for next Saturday. I really enjoyed playing Carnival of Shadows on stream. I wasn't expecting to do it, and I'm glad that I decided that I wanted to, because the Micah route was so much fun, and I know Lark's is going to be good, and mine's alright. It's there too, you know, but it's going to be fun regardless. Let's just show it to you guys, because it deserves more love. You just released a new... What were we? Yeah, I did. I released the last 2 guys here at the bottom, and they are worth seeing. Hunka. I mean, just their silhouettes are hot. Come on. So, yeah. Sorry, I was reading on the thing. Carnival Shadows was lovely. It is lovely. I love the game very much, and I'm so lucky to have been a part of it, so I'm glad that I could show it to you guys. But come back for Lark, because Lark is going to be a completely different vibe. It's going to be fun. And Oral also flings his own eccentricisms to it. But anyway, thank you guys for showing up to stream. I really appreciate it. It means the world. Sometimes it's hard to stream on your own, so just having a couple people to bounce energy off of makes all the difference in the world. I stream weekly, so if you enjoyed this one, I would recommend coming back. If not, that's fair too. So, like, don't worry about it. And I hope you guys were productive for those who were coding or doing art or anything during the streams, and I hope you continue to stay productive today. Other than that, that's pretty much everything from me. Bye, guys!